joy of entertainment in your ears. Be a part of the wow factor with Captain Baker on Styles FM.
For the best quality in sound reinforcement and backlining, Native Audio. We have professional engineers with over 20 years of experience. So call us and we'll take care of your parties, wedding receptions, barbecues, conferences, and small stage shows. Crystal clear sound, Native Audio. Our prices are the best. Call us at 871-5212. That's 871-5212. Native Audio. We make your events audible.
Babes, what you do over there, sir? Babes, what you really do over there, sir, babes?
Me I look for the radio cause I saw schizophrenia with DJ Mookie. Him have mad skills and crazy hype. And he's on this and every Tuesday and Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. No, me can't miss it. You mad?
What?
I have got my counselor here. Right. And you know, I just glad to know that this morning is one of those mornings that I'm gonna get straight into the problem and deal with it. Work the maths, add it up, solve the problem. Good morning to you. And for those people out there that is saying, yeah, I have this problem, I have that problem. You know what? The name of this program is WoW Factor. Everything is here. Entertainment is here. Education is here. And information at your ears. It's here. Yeah, we can learn a lot, right? So this morning, the last time we were on, we were talking about this whole thing about marriage. So this morning, guess what? We're talking about domestic violence. Now, some of the times, for an instant like you go home, you see the little boy sitting in the corner crying. What's happening to you?
Mommy and Daddy fighting.
That sort of thing. Or we have another way where we look at one that the child is trying to be like his father. So him beat him lady. Domestic violence all the way. And we have so many types of domestic violence. Believe it or not, it happens in the home. You know, when we get to the part where we say, why are parents just like this? And some of the parents, we have some people, them call themselves done. So it's a one thing where in a relationship, one person wanna stand at the top, at the extreme top and look down, because guess what? That person is the done of all done in the family. You have to look up. While we have some people now, every word that comes out, it's a hit. So we're gonna talk about it. Domestic violence, that's what we're talking about. Good morning, how you doing?
I'm blessed and highly favored to be here again.
All right, tell me about the journey this morning, because I'm going to burst the secret on the people, tell them that you're early this morning. Oh, you reach here so early.
Can I tell you? Good morning, listeners. Good morning. Good morning again. This is Apostle Bishop Petrie, all the way out of Portmore, St. Catherine. I leave my house from 5:30 this morning, travel on the bus all the way here just to give an advice and hear what the problems and to talk with you this morning. It's a privilege to be here again on Positive.
So the part that we want to get straight into, domestic violence. We have so many causes of domestic violence, as I was saying, some of the causes. But can you give me, give the listeners a breakdown? What's the main cause, the reason behind this?
Okay, being a counselor over the years, I've discovered that there is a dramatic percentage between 80 and 90 family violence and domestic violence, and it's actually a mistreatment of our family member and to one another, you know, in the home and actually outside of the home. But it's a 90% actually research have shown. And most of these abuse and violence come through physical abuse and emotionally abused and sexually abused that happen inside the home. Of 80%, as research had shown it, and it's so unique. People said, "Wow, so much," but it's a dramatic shown.
As a counselor, just tell me about the age group part of it.
There is no limit because like a baby, if a woman, when I discover, if a woman get pregnant along the way and she does not want that child, that's the first stage of abuse, because emotionally she already don't accept that child from birth. Because, example, she get pregnant and she wanted to do an abortion. So from then she already shut down that caring, loving, that feeling that a mother should to bring forth.
So you're saying that's a form of abuse?
Yes.
All right. But what I was saying, you know the domestic violence thing that we have in the home, we have it in an age that we find most people in this age group doing it.
You know, surprisingly, I discovered lately that most of the boys are so violent, getting more caught in violent abuse in the family. They are battered. Because reason why, the parents, it depends on the background that the parents coming from. As you mentioned earlier on about battered, about misused and other stuff. Most of these children are boys that are really violent abuse in the family. From an age group sometime from 4 or 6 year old, it start happen. And that's where it become a peer pressure to these boys. But for a girl, you find a less abuse. Only they are abused in relationship-wise, where the father, the stepfather, would want to have sexual relationship with them. But the boys are more battered from age group from six, go right up, because right up, it doesn't really stop at that age where it stops. But this usually starts from about age 6.
All right, we have young boys looking at the age, like, let's say, at 25, at 24. What you think makes an impact on these persons to be so violent in the family?
Because of trace of their family background. They grow up and see their parent fighting, especially father being abusive. And because of that, these boys develop anxiety. And they develop this, we call it again, macho man thing, that they have to defend themselves even when they grow older, because my father used to do this. And it spill over them, even in the emotion. They have no control of this. They easily spur off the moment and shut down easily and wanted to fist it out, or you will all call this physical abuse. That's where sometimes many men, they don't talk much, but they will go in a physical abuse with the women.
All right, we have the part of the relationship where a man would want to stand at the top in any relationship, whether he's married or he's not married, but he wants to stand at the top, being to the fact that it's, in the Jamaican terms, I am the Don in the family.
Let me, baby Collie, give you a reference to that. The Bible says Christ is the head of the church and the man is the head of the house. So his dominant position is the head. So you have to get that out of the way right now, right? To know that he was born to be the head. But as you see, as society changes, the dominance of male factor, some men take the back role, some still have that macho man thing. I believe because it's either a peer pressure or a background growth where they're coming up from, to see that they are to stand dominion over the wife or the woman in the house, or etc.
You know, there's a twist to it. You know, some females out there, they don't think the man love them if they don't get a hit.
You call that hallelujah. You call that's an emotion abused. I've seen cases where the woman will cry and come to you and say that the man is beating me, but yet still she wants to stay in that relationship.
All right, stick a pin. Why would she want to stay with that person she's being abused?
Insecurity. She's insecure. She's have a low self-esteem. she don't know how to motivate herself. Sometimes because of they go into the relationship based on a force. It's not thy will but my will.
So all right. A force could be that this person is a bad man, so you're afraid of him then.
Yes.
And you get involved in the relationship, and the twist to it, you can't come out because he's bad.
Yes.
He is the person that have to get you out, but you can't come out.
Yes.
Wow.
And sometimes they're forced in it also by parent.
Is it that you're saying one of these persons that the parents realize that this person has a lot of cash, this person is financially good, and because of that, parents want to man, you know?
Yes.
Them get.
Yes, a lot of assets. Sometimes the parents are just greedy. You have cases like that, they want you to marry into wealth, or you said that's asset that the man have, especially younger girls to older men. And because of that, they don't know what goes on behind closed door. These girls or women usually suffer emotionally.
So if this person is getting a beating from the man, the parents turn a blind eye.
Let me explain with that too. Not really blind eyes, they just don't care. Because what they are trying to do is satisfy their own part of it. Because example, I had a case that I had to deal with where a couple came, a young lady came and her husband was there. But when she tell the mother, her mother, he was like, him just loves you. And it was so appealing to the one. Why would the mother say this? She said, don't leave him because I'm going to work the money. You have parents out there that are doing that.
Okay, what we are going to do? What we are going to do when you and him break up? How we all manage?
Yes, because he's a sole survivor for them. He's the one that carrying the bread to them. It's not wise. It's really unhealthy. And I can say to all the parents, don't indulge that in your girls because they are the ones suffering both physically, emotionally. It is so much that is shutting down the girls from knowing who they are, finding them right place in themselves.
All right, let me go straight to the text line and invite people to ask a question. The topic we are on this morning is domestic violence, and the number is 4531444. You have a question you can ask. But let's look at the kids. In domestic violence, how does the kid suffer?
Okay. You will notice a child, and that is why I'll advise all mothers to, when she have a son or a daughter, to caution them well when somebody is going to bathe them of the opposite sex. A child who's very talkative, you will get a lot of information from a child who is very talkative. Some children can be sold into secrecy by their parent. Don't tell so and so, and don't tell so and so. And so what I advise mothers to do is when you're leaving out your girls or your boys with a stranger or a family member of the opposite sex, tell them, don't touch my private part. Tell them, don't do so and so, and don't allow them to get that close to them. Tell them it's dangerous. Edify them, because children that are growing up now are very intelligent. Very intelligent, but sometimes based on secrecy, they so, and I'll give you a lollipop, or I don't go on other days when children are buying off a lollipop, you know. But you have parents who said, don't tell daddy that I did this, or don't tell mommy that I do this. When you find a talkative child become very quiet,
something is wrong.
Something is wrong.
All right, sounding good, and you know, but the effect that this part that affect the child so much. We know that we have some kids used to be so very nice and all of that, and all of a sudden this child has gone into that violent mode.
There are also signs in wetting the bed. When a child is being abused, they will literally wet the bed. They have nightmares. They become feared of the dark. So if you have a child and all of a sudden you want the light to stay on in the room, check it out, because it's being so either verbal abuse or sexual abuse. So he no longer like the darkness. He just want to stay in the light. They become afraid. There's a fear that come over them.
All right. So how we solve abuse problem?
Okay. Let me give you a little guideline. When a parent discover. And it's very good for them to discover these from small age before it get out of hand. Seek counseling, seek a counselor, and I would advise them, tell it to a family member. Okay, let me move from a baby stage to a teenager. If a teenager finds herself that she's being sexually abused by her spouse or her stepfather, you know, incest and rape, it's best to share it with a close family member who is very confident, or where you can sit and talk with, or talk to your pastor, find a pastor, or also seek the women's shelter, somebody from the women department who you can sit and talk to and tell them what's going on. But sometimes, because of the case is so huge and Tennessee and continue going on, these teenagers usually, it have to take somebody very good who to notice what's going on and for them to tell.
Okay, we have the part of it where the person is being abused, and we can look at the wife and husband, or the common law part of it where these persons are being abused, but they want to go to just the right person because they might try it already to seek counseling, and wholly and sorely they hear it back from somebody. And you know, some of the times you have your problem, you want to keep it. You want to keep it in a confine. You don't want everyone outside know what you are experiencing. So how best can someone find the right person when you're having these problems?
Can I tell you something? Once in abuse, it's nothing to be confident about anymore, because it can lead up to death or destruction. Okay. So once it's abused, where it's physical abuse or sexual abuse, it has to come out in the open, because you have children underage that if the man is abusing the person sexually, you know what the law states now, that man should be locked up, yeah? So it no longer become private but public. But however,
you know that if you notice like within the news, they don't necessarily show a person's face. They don't want this person to be identified. But I'm saying the victim in this case, abuse, the victim in this case, they don't want this person to be identified, because what you have, I know that overseas it is sort of in a sense where, yeah, you know, you don't know, but in Jamaica some people tend to nag you with it. You have a pack of people around, oh, a she her father molest, a she them this, a she them that, you know, and him them trouble. So you have some people that like to make sure that these form of things don't happen.
Yes, it does have it, because it can leave an effect on the person, emotions, because as I said, in Jamaica, we terms things into our own way and stuff like that, make it look like it's so bad that you would never, it's a shame. Yeah. But I want to tell young girls, it's not a shame, because somewhere on the line, I can tell you, after a while, it becomes like the norm. After a while, it becomes like it happens, so what? And most persons become shut down because they don't want to tell it to a person that they're being abused and stuff. It does happen, but it's best to let, as I said, you don't know who to confident, who to talk to, but there must be one person. There must be one person, because I have dealt with cases where a person was raped and she went to her pastor and hoping that it would have stayed there. And it was so unique that it came out to the congregant, and she had to leave that particular church. Upon seeking counseling, so it's hurt upon hurt. So my advice to counselors, and that is why we were taught in school to be very confident. If you cannot handle that case, it's best to recommend it to somebody even above you, or somebody who you can say, you know, I have a case here and I want you to help me. When somebody come to your office or call you about a case, is first you have to get them confident that they can get out everything, because sometimes, and depends on who you share it with somebody who can help you, somebody in line with you who can help you help that person. But it's not advisable to go and tell everybody, because not everybody can deal with it. It only had more, let's say, fire to the coal or coal to the fire. It only had more problems.
All right. Well, before we wrap up this part of positive, let me ask though. A man that is, by the way, you ever hear of a case where a woman is?
Yes, it happened.
You want to share it? Before we go to the other side, because
Hallelujah.
some people might just see, oh yeah, this not really happened.
God.
Have these cases come to you?
Yes, it does happen that where women abuse men. It may not probably so much in the physical, but in the emotion. she does abuse him. She take him for granted, you know, take his love for granted. And I must say this, I actually, similar case over the weekend. This couple were married, and sometimes because of how the husband behave, him quiet and stuff like that. So honey got this son. So it can come in an emotional part.
Push him around.
Yeah, she push him around, spend his money, him come in work, put on him money there, and as she spend it on all them things there. Tell him what to do.
Basically, there is just this line where you say the woman, she tend to have the man in her pocket then.
Yeah, you know, we women are very domineering sometimes, and it's sometimes so unique how it happen. You know, a domineering woman get a soft man. I don't know what happens sometimes like that, yeah, but it does.
For either person, the man or the woman being abused, though, how do they solve this problem? Stay in, get out, seek counseling. What do they do?
First, advice is to seek counseling. But most of the time, depends on who is the abuser. If it's the man is the abuser, him no wants to see no counselor, because him just feel same all right. If it's the woman is the abuser, she just say she all right too. So sometimes you have a tug on war of who to see the counselor. But the first one to seek is a counselor.
Why would you say both parties should go to a counselor?
Because that's what counselor is all there for. Counselor will help guide them.
But let me ask though, if I never want to use myself as an example, you know, but people, place, I never do it, I will never do it. But if I am beating the lady, and the lady is going to a counselor, why do I need to go?
Are you beating your lady?
No, I'm not.
I was telling you, yeah. Why do you need to go?
Yeah, why do I need to go? I think it's the lady more should go than
No. You remember the last time I spoke about this, that this man is having a problem, and it can come from a childhood based on the domestic and violence, family violence, yeah? And he sees his father or his mother growing up over the years in this abusive thing, right? It's become now in his genes, yeah? And he now become the abuser now.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
I remember.
Right. And I'm saying it's either he's suffering from a weakness, it may be weakness again, low self-esteem, or want to be the dominant man. Because I see my father do this, I think I should do this. Yes, him needs constant. So he's having a problem.
Then, should she stay with me? Because it's like abusing every way. Should she stay?
No, if it's physical abuse and you see counseling for the first time, because we usually, as a counselor, we recommend at least 3 to 5 counseling sessions. If we find that this abuse continue where you have police and, you know, the law, everybody involved, my recommendation is no.
Get out. People, it's not me. I'm using myself as an example. All right, we just want to say special thanks for you coming here. I know people listening, they want a number. Give them a number so they can call you.
Okay, to all my listeners and those who call for the past couple of weeks, I'll be now located at 6 Mannings Avenue from 11 o'clock till 4 this afternoon today, yeah? And on Monday when I'm here. And every other Thursday, I'll be there from 11 again till 4. My number is 504-6296. My call is in Buff Bay and Oak Bay that have been calling me, want to meet with me. Just call me again and we can meet again at this place. Because I know that I find the office where I'll be here in Port Antonio, ready to work on the concert with you. And from positive, I'm coming from your positive, not so much spiritual, but the normal. I'm coming to meet you at your level to help you.
My question to you then, because people hear this program and oh, positive. Why do you consider yourself to be positive?
And I will still stick to my motto. I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me.
So this lady is she powerful. I just want to say a special thanks to Mr. Powell. And what's the lady's name over there?
Angela Grant, who traveled with me.
Miss Grant, bless up. Thanks for keeping her company. Right? And Mr. Powell, I just want to say thanks. People, I don't know how this part of the program happened, but I can tell you that I just feel like getting a counselor inside of my program. I don't understand why some people might say, wow, music program, this type of no, this program, this part of it named positive. All right, so we have to have a part of the show that we help people out there that you are being affected in an everyday life situation. So I just want to say thanks, and me never give you none of me what me eat again? Can't work and
You know, it's so unique that I'm on my 21 days of fast. And you just mentioned pork and all, something that's my favorite. I
you
felt
eat corn pork?
yes, I eat corn pork.
Oh my
And the
God.
soft yam.
All
And
right,
I'm
you
on
know
fast. What a temptation.
I'm gonna make sure that the next time you come here, I'll make sure that you have some corn pork, because I don't want the father to say you've been naughty now, you let the lady break her fast. So the next time you come here, I'll make sure that I do that. Have a blessed day. We go to a break and we continue with the show.
Planning a party, club night out, stage show, a gospel concert, or even a business sales event? Let Styles FM